So last night, you guys had the opportunity to hear from Brian Levens. And tonight, you get to hear from me. So, yay. So we are the Anderson family. This is our actual prayer card from when my family went out to Kewanee to plant a church in 2011. So that was that's a few years ago. So I think I look the same. I haven't changed at all, right? Well, I'd like to do two boys and two girls, yes. So, and they're all grown up now, and we're thankful for where the Lord has brought us. So, I'd like to do really three things this evening. The first is to give you an update from Tom and Sue Sutrick, which I think you'll enjoy. The second is to talk to you about the faith promise cards that you are handed. This is the way Bay City does missions and how we support our missionaries. And then I want to talk to you about our mission trip that's coming up this year. So let's start with that update from Tom and Sue Sutrick. So Tom sent this to me a couple of weeks ago. I thought you would enjoy it. It's about their Bible conference. So we'll do our best. There's a little bit of background noise, some cars going by in the back. So for some of you, you don't have to worry about that. So unless I'm the background noise. All right. For some of you. So I'll go ahead and play this. And then there's an outtake afterwards, which I think you'll really enjoy.
Hello, dear friends. We're talking to Sutrick in Thailand. And you see one of the favorite pastimes of Hmong people is their fighting bulls. So let's get to more important things. We just finished a 4-day Bible conference with first leaders from Laos and Thailand. It was a wonderful time. But one thing that amazed me was 3 couples drove 3 125cc motorcycles in 9 hours to get to the conference. Not only that, they drove 4 more hours in the back of a pickup truck just to hear God's word. You don't need a hunger like that to hear God's word. Most of these churches have no pastor, so this conference is very helpful to them. They, just about every message, we give them notes so that they can bring it back to teach their people. During the conference, they learned to do a quiet time and got to practice that 3 times. They also memorized, nearly 50 people memorized 4 to 7 Bible verses concerning give all to the glory of God. It's the theme of our conference. And they also learned 2 new songs, 2 hymns that they can take back and use in their churches. They also, some got counsel, some heard the gospel clearly, and were saved and got their assurance. And it was a wonderful time of fellowship. And now back in our other village, in our new village, we've been having a wonderful time going door to door. We noticed that some people are really open and they want to know more. Some want to be saved, but they're counting the cost, which means rejection of their family. So it's hard. Please pray that God will water those seeds. Every Sunday we have 8 really faithful children that come every week, but there's also maybe 10 others who come regularly. Half of all those kids are saved, and they want to grow, and some even come during the week to read the Bible with us. So just appreciate your prayers. See you again. Bye.
How do you like those cows tied to an old tire? That's how they're keeping those cows going away. So I wonder how long it is before those cows figure out they can just drag that tire wherever they want to go. So Tom sent me this.
Who's older, David or his sister?
That's Tom and Sue. They're both about 70 years old. They're married. It's a married couple.
No, but who's
Oh.
older, David or Sue?
Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay.
David.
David. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go.
Two
I
years
understand.
older.
All right. So Tom sent me a message just a few days ago, and he said, Pastor, we heard your message about the horns. So in the hearing church, we preached through Zechariah 2, where there were 4 horns and then 4 craftsmen that broke the horns. And then I know in Revelation, you guys saw how Jesus has 7 horns is a symbol of power. So he said, Pastor, we heard your message about the horns, and we had to send you this video.
Hello, friends. We're Thomas Reception in Thailand, and just in our New Hmong village. So let me tell you about our Bible conference. It was a wonderful time with church leaders from Laos and Thailand, and these are YouTube Jade.
So there's power in those horns. So we love praying for Tom and Sue. The messages that they send us are always full of stories of them sharing Christ in every possible situation they can. And it's great to hear and see what God is doing. So I just wanted you to hear that. I thought you would enjoy both of those videos to hear what Tom and Sue had to say. The second thing I want to do tonight is talk to you about the missions giving at Bay City. So I think it's healthy for us to know and be aware of what is happening here for our missions giving. So this is a rundown of how we have financially supported our missionaries through the course of this last year. So we've taken Mars Jars offerings, and those offerings totaled $9,130. And we're actually giving checks to our missionaries here from these Mars Jars offerings. So I actually have the check here. It says Tim, but it's actually for Brian because I get things mixed up. But this is the check from these Mars Jars offerings. I'll be handing this to Brian after the service tonight. So I know he'll be encouraged that we're giving them really sizable checks. So the Mars Jars money is used to take care of the missionaries while they're here, to pay for their transportation and their lodging and all those other things. But they're going to get a very large gift that's going to help the work of the ministry as well. And that comes from these Mars Jars offerings. Our faith promise giving last year for the church was $65,173. This is for the last 12 months. So from last year's missions conference to this year's missions conference, it was this month. So if you add up all of our missions giving and our Mars Jars giving and all of our regular church giving, we give about 12% of our total offerings back out to missionaries. They go directly to missionaries or missions. It's about 12% of what we take in. So I think that's good for us to know. I think that's a good number. I think for churches, anything from 10 to 15% are really healthy numbers for missions going out. So as a pastor, I'd love to see that number go up a little bit more. I think more toward that 15% range we would love to see. But we trust that the Lord will guide and direct people to give. So this is really it's been steady for about the last 3 years. There are other things that aren't included in this too. We do Operation Christmas Child every year. Some of you might be packing boxes that are gifts for children, and then the gospel gets put in those and they send them across the world. So these are great opportunities to be involved in missions too that aren't counted in this. This also doesn't account for Assurance Women's Center walk run that we do in the fall. But I think it's just healthy for us to know that. One of the things we do every year at our missions conference is give you the chance to renew your faith promise missions commitments. So I just like to give you that information. You know, how have we been doing the last year? What outcome has there been? So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. The missionaries that we support. So in 2024, we supported 34 different missions or missionaries at a base of about $125 per month. So we've stated for you, it's been our goal to reduce the number of missionaries that we support and increase the amount of money that we give to each of those missionaries. So rather than supporting 100 missionaries at $25 a month, we want to be a bigger help to a smaller number of people that we can keep up with and encourage and bring actual tangible help. So in 2026, we support 28 missions. That's 21 families and 7 organizations at a base of about $165 a month. So I just wanted to do that to show you, okay, we've been reducing the number of missionaries. We haven't dropped anybody. We have not taken on new missionaries after missionaries have retired or left the field. We haven't just stopped support for anybody. So, and we're not planning on it. Lord willing that we will keep supporting missionaries, but as they retire, we'll keep increasing the amount of support we give, unless the Lord moves on us to take on somebody else. So this is the current state of our Faith Promise missions. So the missionaries that are sent out from our church, we actually give double that base. So Tom and Sue and the Reeds, the people who are sent out from here, we give them 2 times what that base is. So we support them at a higher level because they're part of our church. They're the members of our church that have been sent out. And we have a bigger responsibility for them than we do for the other ones that we support. So that's where we are. Does anyone have any questions about our missions support?
Can you give online as well?
Yes, I'll show you how to give in just a minute.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump.
Nope, that's good. Thank you. I appreciate the question. All right. So here is your Faith Promise card. So you have a card that looks just like this. We handed one to you on the way in. What this is, what Faith Promise Missions is an opportunity for you at a time during the year just to stop and pray and say, Lord, what would you have me to do? What would you have my family to do in regards to giving to missions? The reason we like doing Faith Promise Missions is all of the money that's given to missions is completely separate from our church budget. So some churches take in all of the offerings and it's one big offering, and then they take a percentage of that offering and they give it to missions. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good thing. But what we do here is we take our regular offerings and then we have our missions offerings, and we keep the 2 completely separate so that if somebody wants to give a large gift to our missionaries, it can go in there and it can go right on through to our missionaries. So it allows us to have a little bit more freedom in that there is a designated place in our giving just for missionaries. So we encourage you at this time of the year to stop and just ask and pray, Lord, what would you have us to do in giving to missionaries? So all of the giving that we talked about, the $56,000, comes in this way. People give it specifically for missions. So the front of the card is just the picture. The back of the card has this commitment. Now, I want you to notice that it is anonymous. Okay, there's no place for a name on this card. If you were to, for instance, watch the CP Telethon on television, and you were to call in and say, hey, I want to donate money, they take down your name and your address and your phone number, and they send you something in the mail that said, hey, you said you were going to give money, where's your money? So that's not like this. Okay, that's not how this works. This is an anonymous faith promise commitment. Private, yes. So we don't want to know who you are, okay? The only reason we do this is because we want to collect these so that we know if our missions giving is going up or if it's going down, so that as we plan for missions giving in the month of June and July, as we make our budget for the next year, we have a sense for what our missions giving is doing, if it's increasing or decreasing. So it gives us the ability to budget well, but it also gives you the chance once a year just to stop and pray and ask the Lord, Lord, what would you have me to do? And I fully anticipate for some of you, if you pray and ask the Lord what he would have you to give, it would be little or nothing because you don't have much to give. But for some of us, God may ask us by faith to make a promise to say, Lord, I want to give something to help the gospel go forward this year. And just to pray and ask God, what would he have you to do? So I'm not going to tell you how much to give. That's not my job. That's God's job. He's a lot better at that job than I am. Okay. And he's the one who can provide the money to you so that you can give it to the missionaries. So this is an opportunity for you to stop and pray and then to turn this in so that we can plan. We'd like you to turn this in by April 5th of this year. There's a drop box down on the greeters table. So just fold it in half one time like this, fill it out, fold it in half one time, and drop it in there. And there's an opportunity for you to give. You'll notice just put a dollar amount, and then whether that would be weekly or bi-weekly, if you get paychecks bi-weekly, sometimes it's just easier to do it that way. You can do it monthly or one time. Now, if you put that in there, then we'll know as we plan that we'll know what to anticipate as we plan for next year. So would encourage you to do that. Now, you say, well, what do I do then? How do I actually give the money? So, okay.
So do we have to put that in every month into the Dropbox?
No, just one time per year. Yep, one time per year. And if you'll notice on the thing, if you just want to give a one-time gift.
It says monthly and weekly on the thing. That's what made me think.
Okay, yes. No, this is just how often you give. You only have to put this in one time per year. All right? And if you want to give a one-time gift of $5, that's wonderful. Praise the Lord. And that may be an act of faith for you. If you want to give a one-time gift of something larger, that's fantastic. If you want to give every time you get your paycheck, that's fine. But however you want to pray and ask the Lord to guide you, go ahead and do that. Okay?
I'm wondering, does it have to be a money order to put in the Dropbox, or what do you have to put in there?
The Dropbox is only getting this form. No money in the Dropbox. The Dropbox is just for these commitment cards. The actual money will go in the offering when we take the offering. So, and I'll show you how to do that here. So when you give an offering, if you give an offering and you write a check, if you still remember these, does anyone remember what checks are? Okay. The only check I write these days is actually write my check when I give to the church, because everything else is taken online. But I just can't bring myself to pay the 1.1% that is the fee. That's when we give. So what you can do is if you give by check, you can just do this. You write Bay City Baptist, of course. You put your dollar amount here. And in the memo line, you just write this, $50 for missions. And if this is your monthly gift or a one-time gift, you can just see that when this check comes in and they go to count it, in this case, if it's a $550 check, this $500 will go into the general fund. And then this $50 will go to missions. And that's how that's counted. And that's how you can do that if you give by check. If you give by cash, you would take one of our offering envelopes like this. And you would fill out the offering envelope. And this would be the same thing. You put in how much money you want to give to the general fund, which would just be our regular church offerings that help pay for the building and the heat and the lights and the pastors and all of those other things. And then you would put Faith Promise Missions, and you'd put $50 here, and then you would go ahead and put your name on that, and then you would turn that in. So then we know that in this case, that same $50 is going to missions. If you want to give online, this is the giving page on our website. So if you go to our website and you click giving, it will take you to this page. And you can, again, the same thing. You can give your general offering here that goes into our general fund. If you hit give, it'll give you an option to put in a dollar amount. And you put add to basket. And you'll see the basket is up here in this corner, and it will tell you. And then if you want to give to Faith Promise Missions, you can also choose this right here, and you can hit give, and it'll give you a place to put a dollar amount, and you can hit add to basket. And if you want to automate that, you can, if you create a login on this page, you can automate this, and it'll take it out once a month or once a week or once every 2 weeks. And you can set this up as an automatic payment that you don't have to go back and do every month. So that's how you actually give the money. All right? Any questions?
I think that many people in the deaf church probably don't know what the Dropbox looks like. It would be nice to have a picture of the Dropbox.
Okay. It will have this picture on it. If you look on the greeters table down in the foyer, it will have this picture. Okay. If you need help, just ask. I'll help you find it.
Thank you.
All right?
I'm just not too skilled when it comes to doing things online.
Yes. I still write a paper check. I'm old-fashioned. Sorry. All right. Any other questions about Faith Promise giving? So we, again, encourage you to put this card into the Dropbox by April 5th. And again, just pray and ask the Lord. So if you say, how much should I give? Here you go. Here's your answer. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 7 and 8. When Paul wrote these words, he wrote these words to the Corinthian church when he was taking a collection from the cities in modern-day Greece and Turkey to take money back to the church in Jerusalem because the church in Jerusalem was very poor because of a famine. So these are the words he told them when he was coming to take the offering from them. He said, so let each one give as he purposes in his heart, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loves a cheerful giver. So here's what I want to tell you. You don't have to give anything to missions. You don't have to give $1. But I think it would please the Lord if you did give. And maybe you don't have the ability to give, and that's okay. Ask God to give you a chance sometime this year to give. And don't turn this in, or maybe do turn it in. Say, I want to give $50 one time. Okay, that's fine. But don't do it because you have to. Do it because you want to. Because God will put it on your heart of what he wants you to give. So the verse continues. It says, there we go. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that you always, having all sufficiency in all things, may have an abundance for every good work. And this is why I really kind of like the idea of Faith Promise, because this tells us that God will supply for us so that we can have something to do good works. And it follows in general this pattern of Faith Promise that we want to ask the Lord to guide us, ask the Lord to provide for us so that we can give. And it's the heart of a Christian ought to be that we don't want to take, we want to give. So just to encourage you to ask the Lord what he would have you to do. All right? All right, last thing. Check my time. I got 10 minutes. Okay. Over the years, Bay City has taken a lot of mission trips to foreign fields. They've been fantastic. With Bay City, I've been to Romania, and I've been to Africa a couple of times, to a Faith Children's Village, and I've been other places as well. And those trips are fantastic. But what we often do is we go fly across the world. It costs us $2,000 to fly across the world and to go to a place, and we'll often help a Bible camp or help build a church building. But the fact of the matter is we have some ministries here in the state of Wisconsin that are in just as much need of mission trip work. So almost as though someone from Uruguay could fly up here and do some building or mission work here to help out, in this case, a Bible camp. Northland Camp and Conference Center is a camp that's about an hour and 20 minutes north of here. Okay, if Pastor Patrick is driving, it might be an hour and 5 minutes north of here.
The opposite. 2 hours.
He's slow.
My wife was driving.
Yes, I see. So we'll say an hour and 20 minutes north of Green Bay. If you went to the Deaf Retreat the last time Bay City hosted it, this was at Northland. And I think next year's Deaf Retreat might be there, if I'm okay to say that. All right. So we shall see. So one of the things they have on campus there is a mini golf course. It was put in about 25 years ago, but the mini golf course is in really bad shape now. Much of the carpet has been worn away, and the landscaping is just dirty because of years of collection of stuff, moss and leaves and things. So what should be something very nice and a lot of fun is becoming a drain on the kind of the feel of the camp, because it feels old and dirty rather than fun for people to come and play. There's a couple of holes that have 2 levels to them, and you put the ball in the hole on the top level and it runs through a pipe and comes out on the bottom level. Well, the pipes over the years have gotten clogged or broken, so they no longer work and they can't go through. So what we'd like to do is, we know that Northland is actively serving the Lord. Last summer, there were 100 kids who made professions of faith at Northland last summer. So, and a part of that is the kids coming to have fun. There's families who come. I have personally played this golf course many times with my children when they were little. So our goal is to renew the landscape and the carpet on Northland's mini golf course. The concrete underneath is all in good shape. The bricks that surround the holes are in good shape. There's a few that are loose and need to be replaced. So it's not a lot of hard work, but it's all work that needs to be done. So what we're looking for is 12 people for 6 days and $25,000, and this will get the job done. We'll be able to replace the carpet, do everything. Now, the money has been mostly pledged already. So the money isn't the problem. We're not so much trying to raise the money for this project as much as we are trying to raise the people for this project. Volunteers, yes. All right, this is a cooperative effort. People from Bay City are doing this. We're cooperating with Highland Crest Baptist Church, which is the church over by the stadium, the Packer Stadium. And I've met with 2 of their pastors and talked about this. They have a group that does building churches every year, and they're going to bring that group up to do this work for the week up at Northland. And then a group from Faith Christian School in Coleman. They're going to bring 50 kids up there before we come up, and they're going to pull all the landscaping and the rocks, and they're going to do the demolition work for us before we get there. So the kids can do all the heavy lifting, right? Before we get there. So it's exciting to be part of a cooperative effort of a number of different churches who are supporting this as well. And we may see other churches or other groups come over to help as well through the course of the week. So here are some pictures from the mini golf course. You might see, if you look here, this is what the carpet looks like on most of the holes. There are spots like this where it's wore out, and if you try and putt a ball across this, it's just going to go all over the place. So this is one of the holes here. This happens to be one of the holes that has 2 layers. You can see the hole right here, and then it drops down to this lower layer down here, and the hole is plugged, and the ball won't go through. So they just need to fix. So here's another picture. You can see 3 different holes. If you can see the white is where the carpet is worn away. On this one, it's where you tee off. On this one, it's actually right next to the hole, right over here. And on this one, you can see it's worn away around that hole as well. So the carpet is just in need of repair. So if you can imagine, you come to camp to play putt-putt, and you want to have fun, and you putt the ball, and it goes crazy because it's just broken. So we want to help that so that when people come to camp.
It would be counted as a penalty stroke.
Yeah. So we just really want to help. You can also see the rocks around maybe. There's weeds in the rocks, and those rocks need to be pulled out and replaced or cleaned with some new fabric underneath and new bushes and things like that to make it look new and fresh. It's the first thing you see when you drive on campus is this mini golf course. So if you drive on campus and you look at it and go, oh, that looks kind of dirty, it doesn't help the camp and the feel as people come in, and we want to help out with this. So how can I help? May 11th to the 16th, we are going to be up there. That's a Monday through a Saturday. We're going to be doing work. You can see a couple more holes. Again, you see the tee off spot here is bare concrete. This is supposed to be all grass across here. You can see this one is all muddy, and the thing is away there. The trip is free. Now, I have an optional cost here because the camp will put us up in their camp rooms and will feed us for free because we're coming to do work for them. But some people will want to come and say, I don't want the camp to pay for anything. I want to pay for myself when I come so that we can just come and be a blessing to the camp. And if you want to do that, you can, but you don't need to do that. The other nice thing is because Northland is so close, you don't have to get on a plane on the 11th and fly there and come back on a plane on the 16th to come home. You can drive up if you'd like to stay at your own home. You can come up in the morning, you can work for the day and go back in the evening, sleep in your own bed and do the same thing the next day if you'd like to do that, if you'd be more comfortable. Or if you, for instance, can't come on the 11th or 12th because you have a doctor appointment, but you're free the 13th to the 16th. You can come up on the 13th to the 16th. You can come really any combination of days. And we would love for you to come and join us. So I anticipate we'll probably have a larger group on that Friday and Saturday because those are the days that more people are off work. But we would love to have people, especially earlier in the week, to get ready for those big days at the end.
Well, if you want to go, is there a sign-up paper?
Yes, there is. There is a sign-up paper on the greeters table. So you can just go down to the sign-up. You can write your name on the list, and then there's a checkbox for every day that you will be able to attend. So if you can come Monday, just check the Monday. If you can come Tuesday, check the Tuesday. If you can come all the days, check all the days. If you can only come one of the days, just check one of the days. And that will give you that opportunity, and then we'll start working together. So like I said, the Lord has provided, as best we can tell by pledges, all of the money for this already. But there are a few other odds and ends that we could do. There's a few other things. We have a list of, hey, if we raise some more money, can we, for instance, get a better carpet that will last a little bit longer? Or they talked about wanting to build a pergola where some of the moms and dads, if they want to let the kids play, they can come sit under some shade down there. Right now, there's no shade down there. So they talked about wanting to put a pergola on the deck there that would provide shade. So there's a few other side projects that we could do. So if you'd like to help, you say, Pastor, I can't go. My back, it hurts too much, right? But I want to help this way. You can adopt a hole, or you can get together with some other people and you can adopt a hole. It'll cost us in materials about $1,000 per hole to replace the carpet on each of the holes. So if you look at the actual cost for this, it's just about $18,000 for the 18 holes worth of carpet and glue. The glue for outside carpet is insanely expensive. So, but it's what's required to keep the carpet from blowing away. It is
25,000?
Oh, no. The glue for the whole project is about $4,500, just for the glue. Yes, ma'am. No specific sets of knowledge are required. I mean, some of this is going to be, we'll be pulling this up. We'll be pressure washing. Well, some of these bricks you see might be loose that have to be replaced. So, but most of that is not, or they're not things that you have to have prior knowledge. You can figure them out, you know. We'll also be doing some pressure washing, some planting bushes, some moving stones around. We'll have 2 tractors up there, so nobody has to do any heavy lifting. But there's a variety of different things that will need to be done. So, all right. Any questions?
Are you a pro golfer?
No, I win at golf by having a higher score than everyone else. Yes, I am not a pro golfer. All right, well, we need to head down to the auditorium. So Brian Levens is going to be preaching in the auditorium for us. So tomorrow morning during the Sunday school hour at 9 o'clock, you guys can go ahead and come right back to this place, and Tim Smith will be down here. And you're going to want to come tomorrow and hear Tim Smith. He has amazing stories of faith that you need to hear, because there are people in Iran and Afghanistan who are coming to faith in Christ right now, and many who are dying for their faith in Christ. And you need to hear about their stories. So make sure you come back tomorrow at 9 o'clock to hear Tim Smith here in this place. All right, we'll go ahead and dismiss, and we'll meet you down in the main auditorium.